Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about next chemical property of acids and bases, which is how do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids. Activity 2.5. Take two test tubes, label them as A and B. Take about 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate in test tube A and about 0.5 gram of sodium hydrogen carbonate in test tube B. Now let us discuss about the formula of sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate, because most of the students they used to make mistake or they are getting confused between these two formulas. So in case of sodium carbonate, if you can recall, carbonate it is a polyatomic ion and having valency -2, and for sodium we know that its valency is +1, and that is why it is having a formula Na2CO3. Whereas in case of sodium hydrogen carbonate is having valency of -1. It is also a polyatomic ion, and sodium having valency +1, and that is why it is having formula NaHCO3. Add about 2 ml of dilute HCl to both the test tubes. What do you observe? Pass the gas produced in each case through lime water, which is calcium hydroxide solution, as shown in figure 2.2, and record your observations. So please remember the formula of lime water, because lime water is a common name and generally we are using lime water instead of using its chemical name. And I think I asked you to make one table at back of your notebook. If you have not mentioned it, that means about lime water, then please do mention there. So this activity is saying or it is showing the reaction between metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate with acid. Here we have taken strong acid, which is hydrochloric acid. So you have to do the arrangement as given in figure 2.2. In that you have to, we will discuss only the basic arrangement. You have to take one test tube. In that you have to take solid sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is a white powder which is very easily available, and then you have to add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. Then you have to make certain arrangement like delivery tube, and you have to take lime water in another test tube so that we can check which gas is releasing. That means we can confirm which gas is releasing. For that we are doing this setup. So you will find that when you are uh, adding dilute HCl in sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate, you will find that effervescence will start, or brisk effervescence will start. So what is brisk effervescence? Brisk effervescence means lot of bubble, which is foam kind of formation, will start with the sound. So that means here if bubble formation is starting, but here it is with a sound, and it is a kind of like reaction is taking place at high speed, although this reaction is safe to do. So that means it is showing a gas is evolving. So that gas we have to test with the help of lime water. When you will pass this gas through lime water, you will find that lime water is turning milky. When lime water it turns milky, it is the confirmatory test of carbon dioxide. Please remember this, that when lime water it turns milky, then that gas is carbon dioxide. So here it is two equations also given related with this activity. So test tube A, in that we have taken sodium carbonate, and test tube B we have taken sodium hydrogen carbonate. So when sodium carbonate it is reacting with HCl, it is forming sodium chloride, which is a salt, H2O and CO2. And in test tube B, when sodium hydrogen carbonate it is reacting with HCl, it is forming again NaCl, H2O and CO2. So you can see that you are getting products, all these three products same, but what is the difference? Actually the difference lies in the balancing. In case of sodium carbonate you need to balance it, whereas in case of sodium hydrogen carbonate everything is already balanced. So that is the difference, but the product which you are getting, the nature of the product you are getting is same, although the amount is different in both the cases. So as you can see that carbon dioxide gas is releasing. So because of the carbon dioxide gas is releasing, you are getting a brisk effervescence. So please do remember the term brisk effervescence, it is important. Once we will do this you will easily understand also, there is no problem in that. once on passing the carbon dioxide gas. That means the next part is related with that how lime water it turns milky on passing carbon dioxide gas. Actually there also one reaction is taking place. So there is one such compound is getting formed which is giving or which is imparting that white color formation. On passing the carbon dioxide gas evolved through lime water. So CaOH twice aqueous. Please see this very properly, that calcium hydroxide and beside that it is given aqueous. That means you are adding this calcium hydroxide in water and making a solution which is a lime water. So when you are passing carbon dioxide gas to lime water, then it is reacting with lime water and it is forming calcium carbonate. We have discussed about calcium carbonate in last chapter, that is this found in, its common name is limestone, and it is found in marble and chalk and eggshell, like these we have discussed. So calcium carbonate it is not soluble in water and its color is white. That is why when you are passing carbon dioxide gas through lime water, it is turning milky. Now when you keep on passing carbon dioxide, then what happens? Initially when you have passed carbon dioxide, then it is reacting with the lime water which is CaOH twice aqueous and it is forming calcium carbonate. But still if you continue to pass carbon dioxide, then this carbon dioxide again it will react with calcium carbonate which is now present. It is reacting with calcium carbonate and it is forming calcium hydrogen carbonate. That means what happens when it is forming calcium hydrogen carbonate, this calcium hydrogen carbonate it is soluble in water, and that is why lime water which was colorless in you can say which was colorless initially or originally, again it is turned into colorless. That means when you are passing carbon dioxide gas initially, then from colorless it is changing into milky formation. Then if you keep on passing carbon dioxide gas, that means when carbon dioxide gas you are passing in excess, then from milky again it will change into colorless gas, colorless solution. How colorless solution? Because this excess carbon dioxide gas which you keep on passing, it is reacting with calcium carbonate which has formed by the reaction in the first step, and it is forming the product which is calcium hydrogen carbonate. This calcium hydrogen carbonate it is soluble in water, and as it is soluble in water, that is why you can see that the physical state which is given is aqueous beside calcium hydrogen carbonate. But beside calcium carbonate you can see that the aqueous state which is given is solid because calcium carbonate is insoluble in water. Remember this. So when you are passing carbon dioxide gas in excess, you are getting calcium hydrogen carbonate which is soluble in water. That is why it has again turned into colorless. Limestone, chalk and marble are different forms of calcium carbonate. All metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates react with acids to give a corresponding salt. Corresponding salt means salt of that particular metal. Carbon dioxide and water. Thus the reaction can be summarized as, so in this case also we are getting one such formula, general formula which we can apply for almost all the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate and all the acids also. So when metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, when it is reacting with acid, it is forming salt, carbon dioxide and water. Please remember this. This you can apply almost in all the cases. Now the next topic is how do acids and bases react with each other. This is a very common and very easy topic. I think you have studied about this in your previous class, which is about the neutralization reaction. When acid reacts with base, it forms salt and water. This reaction is said to be neutralization reaction. So why it is said to be neutralization reaction? Because when acid is reacting with base, so acid is neutralizing the effect of base, whereas the base is also neutralizing the effect of acid simultaneously. That is why it is said to be neutralization reaction. We can also relate this neutralization reaction with one of the type of chemical reaction we discussed in last chapter. That means combination, decomposition, displacement or double displacement. So what type of reaction this neutralization reaction is? If you will think about it, you will find that it is a type of double displacement reaction. How? Let us consider this equation which is given in this. When NaOH, it is reacting with HCl, it is forming NaCl and H2O. That means when you are taking NaOH, sodium hydroxide, it is a base. When you are mixing sodium hydroxide in water, that is why here aqueous state is also given, then it is breaking down into its constituent ions, which is Na plus and OH minus. Same way HCl also, when you are mixing in water, then it is also broken down into its constituent ion, which is H plus and Cl minus. Then what happens, how these two products you are getting, which is NaCl and H2O? It is because exchange of ions is taking place. As ions are getting exchanged, then only you are getting these two as a product. And this is what we have discussed, that it is the definition of double displacement reaction. In that also ions were getting exchanged. So in neutralization reaction also it is taking place. That is why neutralization reaction is a type of double displacement reaction. Please understand this and try to relate this with that double displacement reaction. It will be easier for you to understand. You can take any acid, any base, and if they are just showing neutralization reaction, then it is a type of double displacement reaction also. So about this in detail with this activity 2.6 we will discuss again next time. But this, as it is related with the last chapter, that is why I have discussed this much today. Thank you.